Our classes are from Monday to Tuesday evenings from 4 to 5, and they are from July 14th to July 31st. And on Saturday, August 9, 2025, there will be an in-person graduation recital at Newark Library. That already goes for children ages 5 or above, and they are taught by intermediate level volunteers like me and my fellow peers. Keyboards are provided by the library and volunteers, and in piano we will be learning piano mechanical principles, music theory basics, and 5 entry-level melodies. Besides Piano Ready Go, we have many other great opportunities for volunteering and just get experience. One of them is the library music hour from Saturdays 2:30 to 3:30. The first Saturday is here at Newark Library. The second Saturday is at Newark Library, and the third Saturday is at Newark City Library. Another one of our amazing programs is the vocal boot camp, and it is going to be instructed by one of our greatest vocalists in alternative band, Victorine Wang. Another awesome program is the color vision program and our fair, and it's going to be hosted at Newark Library on August 2nd, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And another amazing program is our Audacity Academy workshop. It's a free tutoring service where both tutors and students can sign up. Informs from tutors at the second our Audacity STEM forum are monthly public STEM events. The first one is the robotics fair from Sunday, March 2nd, 1 to 2 p.m. at Newark Library. The second one is public health fair program from 10 a.m. to 2:50 p.m. on Saturday, April 5th. And our third one is the wellness seminar at 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, July 19th. And it is hosted by one of our piano instructors. Our environmental conservation, public health, and water movement. The Green Truck program is from March 22nd at the Town States Park, and it is a weekly hiking year-round in our favorite Bay Area parks. It's Saturday mornings from 8:30 to 12:30. Exercise, socialize, exchange ideas, and earn volunteering hours. Our dance program is on Sundays 6 to 8 p.m. at Lake Elizabeth, where people who love to dance can just dance with people who also like to dance. And yeah, join our programs. They're really awesome. All our events can just sign up on too. And if you have any questions, ask in the group in case anybody else who have the same question can also have their answer. And this is our lesson plan for today. Our lesson plan. Lesson 1 will be learning note names, C-major scale, and piano presentation. Lesson 2 will be learning note values, note superposition, melody 1, and Mozart. Lesson 3 will be learning tempo and tempo marking, melody 2, and jazz piano. Lesson 4 will be learning dynamics and marking, melody 3 and pop classical music piano. Lesson 5 will be learning at 8, natural minor scale, melody 4, and piano accompanied vocal. Lesson 6 will be learning treble, staff, melody 5, and step down relations. Here are a few things to say before we start. Headphones are library property, and earbuds are a gift from our program. If you receive an earbud, this is for you to keep and bring to class next time. If you lose it, bring a new one from home. Instructors, please memorize how to plug both earbuds, headphones, and headphones into the adapter. Reminder students keep his / her earbud. Return headphones and adapters to the library after lessons. Piano is something you need to practice every day. For a beginner, it is recommended to practice for at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. And lastly, instructors, thank you for doing your teamwork and to share with our program. Note that many keywords have the same vowel, so please mark your board with a single or name. Thank you. Thank you, Newark Library, community volunteers, and our whole team, Claudia, Jill, and public student art, Victorine Wang, and Rachel. And thank you our instructors, David Zach, Raksha Kapal, James Coral Hong, Sharda, Rachel, and Olivia D, and Fiona T. This is our lesson plan for today. We're going to start with lesson plan overview, piano and its basics, how to learn, tutor demonstration, key names, C, E, F, G, A, B, the C major scale, and examples of top piano solo performances. So this is the note names of the piano. The first note is D, second note is E, third note is D, fourth F, G, and A, and B. This is the C major scale. Here is a piano presentation by one of our volunteer members in our team.
Hi, my name is Samskrith Raghav, and today I'm going to convince you that the piano is the coolest instrument. Let's do it. So, you might be wondering, who's that cool guy playing that cool instrument, sitting in this cool place? Well, that's me, a couple years ago at San Francisco Botanical Gardens during their flower piano. I've been learning piano for 5 years now. I play on both an acoustic piano and an electronic keyboard. I love listening and performing. And I'm a proud member of the Victorine Wang band for 1.5 years. So, let's get right into it. Why is piano? Now, I'll have to go into a little bit of background for this. Music has 4 types of music: Baroque, classical, romantic, and contemporary. Starting around the 1700s, with Baroque and classical today. Each period lasts around 50 to 100 years, and each has their own distinct style. Well, for the first reason why piano is the coolest, it has the largest repertoire. There have been 154 composers in Baroque, classical, and romantic periods. And once the 1900s started, the contemporary era, it had a sort of, well, explosion. There have been so many different composers since the beginning of the 1900s. And the number of people who play piano, well, it's almost insignificant. Next, the piano is influenced because it has unparalleled music. Again, I have to go into a little bit of background. An octave is a series of 12 notes that repeat itself in a minute. I'll play it. A piano has the largest influence in any instrument because it has 7 of the top, plus a normal quarter. 3 at the bottom, Now, most instruments can accompany themselves because they can only play one or two or maybe three notes at a time. However, on a piano, every finger you play on the keyboard is one note. So you can play from one note to three notes, to six notes, to eight notes. Finally, the piano is extremely adaptable to almost any style. From Baroque to pop, classical with people like Mozart, Beethoven, romantic, contemporary, rock and roll, jazz, blues, pop music, ragtime, many more. And if you're still not convinced that piano is coolest, you see, Billy Joel wrote the song Piano Man, and I haven't heard of them by itself. Now, on to the types of acoustic piano. I will be including electric keyboard here or electric piano because we can do great presentation on that. Just that's what it's piano. But most people think of a piano, they think of a grand because it's unique shape and grand. Some grand pianos are so large that they can take up most of a moderate size. For people who don't have space or time. Large grand piano, many grand pianos contain the richness of sound, unique shapes, what's even up the stage. And for someone who really doesn't have enough space, the upright piano is still a piano, and they're extremely compact. What I have right now. These pianos can range in prices from around $500 to $1,000, $5,000 to $500,000. Most upright pianos sold for around $500. Next are the parts of the piano. The piano has 88 keys, and at first it might seem like a percussion. There are no strings and you don't blow it. However, the piano is actually a string. If you take it apart, you'll find that there are multiple strings and hammers that are attached to it. Every time you press a key, the hammer is actually a series, which is why there are 230 strings in the piano. Aside from this, there are three pedals, as in the typical piano, a frame to keep it overall. The soundboard, which turns the sound of metal strings that is struck by the hammer into the classic piano. One single string. And one. Here are some pictures of the parts of the piano. Here are the keys, and here is the soundboard. On a grand piano, there are actually two sounds. One beneath the string, and one bouncing back. Up close, you can see multiple of the strings from each piano. Here are the hammers and now, onto the figure, or mechanics. Put very simply, when you press down on it, the hammer is supported with the string, causing the string to vibrate. In order to go a little more in depth this shift, the piano key is almost like a seesaw. You press down the descend, a complex mechanism comes the hammer and this string. You might also be wondering what this is. This is a damper. It actually mutes the string so that every time you let go of the string, it actually stops vibrating. In order for a key to any noise to be present, the back end has to lift up the damper, allowing the string to vibrate. The damper is also an important part of the right pedal. When you press down on it, it lifts the damper for every single string on the piano, allowing the string to vibrate long after you've left the piano. Again, I said before that every hammer fits 2 or 3 strings. Press down the key. If you want to play softer, the left foot pedal, also called the recorder pedal, shifts the entire hammer mechanism so that you can play softer. Actually, when you translate the recorder to English, it translates to one string. So it's kind of a double benefit. The middle pedal is a very recent piano, so it's very strong. For a soft piano, it lifts the damper only for notes that are being held toward the pedal to practice. For notes played after, the damper is open. For other pianos, including mine, It lists the downward only for some of the
Don't give me yet.
Finally, on some pianos, it activated version of the Una chord level with the lock mechanism. So players can practice quietly. And finally, the soundboard. The soundboard is a board that goes at the back of the piano and functions as the lid and the vocal string of a ground piano. It's responsible for converting the sound of the piano string into that classic piano sound. The extremely important function of the soundboard requires the wood used to make it has to be straight. This is why spruce is used like piano soundboard. Recently, I was watching a segment of CBS on Sunday, and I saw this interesting documentary about Fazioli piano, an Italian piano. They made their soundboard out of red spruce found in the Italian Alps, in the height of the Italian Alps. The red spruce is used in the Fazioli piano because of its lack of knot and its extremely straight grain, so it has lots of resonant quality. The lack of knot is actually caused because of the lack of air at a high altitude in the Italian Alps. That's very interesting.
I want to put it in your book.
Again, I said that the range of the piano is 7 octaves and 4 notes. And the piano's sound or key range can vary depending on which piano you play. The piano can be light, bright, almost metallic at times, or a more mellow, red. The reason for the difference in sound is the hammer. The hammer has 2 parts. The wooden stud and the wooden counterboard and the block for the hammer stud. A stiff hammer stud means a brighter metallic sound, while a softer hammer stud means a gravel. This might seem a little counterintuitive, but think of it like this. A softer stud is over here, and the transfer more energy, while a stiffer stud has less give and will cause less energy. So that's all you need to know in order for the parts of the piano. Now it's time to play. Here are a couple of things to remember. The posture should always sit up straight. It should be approximately an arm length. Your hands should be relaxed and your feet should be on the floor, unless you have pelvis. Your fingers should be in a sort of C curve. It shouldn't be flat or bent. The most basic thing you can play on the piano is one note, as you can see in this hand diagram at the top right. The black keys on the piano actually have a sort of pattern. 2 black and then 3 black. The note just before the first black key, which is series of 2, is called the C. And the note that most people will start playing the piano on for the first time is the C closer to the called middle C. Once you know that, you can start playing chords. 2 or 3 or 4 fingers you can play at the same time. For example, diagonal chords, triad chords, or pentatonic. Next is major and minor. Major and minor here are 2 groupings of how a piece feels, generally. A major is characterized by a more energetic slide feel or happy. A minor key is often more melancholy, or sometimes even sad. Let me give you some examples in English. For anyone asking, that was the opening, right? And here's an example from mine. That's the segment of that idea. And finally, there's dynamic, which is what's different, how loud or soft it is. Saying it that way can make you feel unimportant, but don't be fooled. It's extremely important because it conveys most of the emotion and wisdom. Let me play with and without dynamic. First, without. It sounds devoid of any emotion at all. Too energetic for any art. Here's good stuff. As you can see, the piece now sounds much better. So, that's all we need to know for playing the piano. And I've already got over this part. So, it's finally time to go over here. The piano is based on a pipe like this one over here. And the invention of the first piano was credited to Bartolomeo Christoph Ford, in the early 1700s. It was originally called the portrait piano. And here, the shape of the grand piano originated. The piano was popularized by Italian musicians, and the rightmost pedal was added by Victorine Silver, who bought it. Closely, you can see that Silverman's piano actually had inverse colors. Isn't that fun? As Vienna became the center of art and culture in the world, Viennese piano became the popularity. Mozart. More and more octaves were added over time to piano. It started out with 4, then 5, and then 6, and then 7, or 9. The left and middle pedals were eventually added, and finally we got the modern piano, as we all know, along with electric keyboard piano, which synthesized the piano sound.
These are the videos of some people playing, many people, 18 cats playing the piano, which you might be interested in.
remind people what they are learning today?
Today we learned the basics of the piano and the history of the piano, many different types of piano, and the different notes, C major, and piano can be played by multiple people, not just one